send it around to each other without, beforehand or not?
We can do it by blind copy, yeah.
You can't
So we can
respond
send
to
it to
each other.
you, and then we can send what our proposals are to you, Chris, right?
Committee action.
Yeah, right, yeah, but yeah, so we aren't taking action, we're just,
We're just submitting
information.
an idea to Chris.
yeah,
Mhm.
or to submit it to ourselves. I mean,
You can submit it to me and copy each other,
Okay,
but you cannot comment on any of
okay,
it.
all right.
You just send it to me.
Outside of a meeting, you can't go.
Right.
So, yeah, it can be an.
So I can't tell you you're great. I mean, I can't.
So if we meet the
Off the
14th and settle everything,
Could you get that put together to go to the council by the 28th? No?
no.
Okay.
Well, there's,
That we would, the next opportunity to meet at the council workshop would be, I believe, the 26th of
But
July.
that, we already said that's okay though, that we can still go with
Was it July?
October.
Yeah.
We can still go with an October
Next
meeting.
council meeting. I wanna go
Yeah, I
for
think so.
That, yeah.
It shouldn't be too long.
No. Yeah.
Just a presentation.
It's
yeah,
not-
the
we can have
14th would give, we'd still have some of this fresh in our
That's
minds.
Yeah.
And maybe able to
and I
hammer
think
out something.
It's important that we all take a look at this and
Oh,
share our
absolutely.
ideas with
Yeah.
each other, well, with Chris,
Yeah.
and see what the number comes out. And I think somewhere, we have 4 different inputs. We're gonna come to some consensus.
I wonder what helps still.
Oh, yeah,
This
this
is
is a
the federal
continuation of the 28th. So on the 28th, we're gonna introduce it,
Or state, yeah.
and then that's master field.
Yeah.
What kind of criteria are
And
you
then
gonna
on
use that's
the
gonna give you a different
We would have,
pathway
on-
than this
yeah, yeah.
consultant, I guess, that you
I
probably
think-
pay to give you numbers? Like,
I think
you're
realistically,
realistically,
it's,
gonna have feelings, but like, what are you gonna use so you guys can
well,
not sit here and argue for 2 hours again?
well, there's
That
a lot of
always
fun in
happens.
this argument.
This is a really good city committee
point.
compared to
I
site.
just, if you
Well,
have some.
I think realistically that
some
we can
goals.
come up with a number, a rate increase that is palatable across all the spectrum. And hopefully from the marina, we'll come up with a list of things that can be done with this increase, or a prioritized list of things that have to be done. And maybe it is staffing. Maybe it is something to look at in terms of,
Can you just say, like, take 30% off these numbers and go with that? Is everybody, I mean, it seems like-
no, I don't think so. I think it's gonna require a little bit more.
We have some disparities between slope sides. So
Pay somebody to,
Right.
You know, as far as last month's meeting, we came up with a whole list of things that need to be done here that aren't funded.
Yeah.
Uh,
Which one is this?
And, you know,
Well, I mean, none of this stuff is really, I mean, the only thing that's on here is the FDOT windstorm damage repair. And that's an insurance claim, right? And that's gonna be done by a contractor. The marina upgrade projects, that's the whalers, right? That's
The
in-house.
main walkway, really. No,
That's
we won't
in-house.
do that ourselves. Along
You're not
the-
gonna do the whalers?
Not along the main walkway,
Okay.
all the utilities.
That's where the
And the
utilities
fire
are,
lane,
the fire
all
lanes there and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
we don't have the horsepower.
Okay.
adding people. So
for just new,
That's pretty
Yeah,
hefty
it's
electrical right through there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that.
You already bought the management.
Yeah,
software.
that's a list of things that we're currently working on or plan to work on.
Chris, what are we looking at out of pocket on the launch ramp floats?
Probably in the neighborhood of 50,000-60,000.
Oh, geez. To rebuild all those wood floats?
It's not to rebuild them, but when they came out of the water, like the metal parts somebody mentioned earlier, we noticed those were all bad. So this is the perfect time to change them. There were cracked boards, broken boards that were not part of the insurance
Some
claim
of the
just over the
flotation
years.
was failing.
How much would it have cost for the plastic docks?
Or like
Oh.
what they put in over at Hornet.
$800,000-900,000.
They would be that much?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I just didn't know how
They're
much they
very
were.
expensive.
Okay.
So there were some
Captain, we-
considerable amount
Yeah,
of
they do. We could go over there and get them.
expenses that we didn't count on.
So if I understand this right. Oh, I didn't mean.
Oh, I thought you had a question for me.
Are
No,
we still in session?
yes.
Okay,
Yes. So let me give you a general update real quick on what's going on around the marina. So the launch ramp float, they are working on it. You guys have seen it. It's getting close. The flotation is due today. So that's really nice. The cables, it has two cables that run through it that tension it, are going to be shipped on the 14th of June. So crop season, I think, opens July 1st.
Okay.
So
Have you heard, is there gonna be a crab season?
I have not heard that, and I checked the website last week and it still says TBD or something like that. But the 1st of July is like a Saturday, I think. So that makes sense that they would open, if they are going to
If they open.
Right.
would open it.
So I saw the commercial crabbers come back with their crab pots yesterday.
Yeah,
So I
the
thought,
tribes
wow,
are
that
up
was
So the
quick.
launch ramp is gonna be complete when? You're
there
messing
when the
with-
cables come, hopefully by July 1st. That's what they're shooting for.
Oh, that'd be great. That would be great.
Mariner's Haven, we're plugging away on that. Still moving forward.
Where are we in the environmental, the
We,
toxin?
Expanded.
yeah, the expanded, the
Yeah.
consultants started working on that. Part of that is they're negotiating with DNR, what exactly to look for and where, so that it's specific to what they want. So that we haven't done the testing yet, but they've started that process.
Anybody at DNR that knows?
Right.
Yeah, our DNR rep is pretty good, so, we are also working with them on some other deficiencies that we've found around, such as buildings and stuff like that. And we'll be talking to them about those issues as well, them being Mariner's Haven. So we'll see how that works out. We'll keep you updated as we progress.
But none of the, like what's the family? headquarters?
The Claus family?
Yeah, and none of those things are closing until all this is done. Is that right?
That's right. So,
And they're okay with that.
yes. They actually own the lease on the big gravel area in the back, so they're interested in, that's where they'll
Really?
be testing. Mark doesn't own that lease. The Claus family does.
They're essentially landlocked.
Yes.
On all four sides. So,
Do they own the parcel that is closest to the water?
no, they own the exact opposite,
Okay, all right.
where the last shed is,
Gotcha.
from the east corner out about.
Was Mark on both sheds, both buildings?
No, the Claus own the big one, Mark owns the front one. So that's not.
Claus family owns the big shed.
Yeah,
Did they build it? Did the Claus family put that there?
yeah, they paid for it. Yeah. So those things are going on, coupled with starting to get busy. Our fuel pumps are back up and running, so we're super excited about that. Knock on wood, we don't have any other issues around the marina, but just shifting gears from doing major projects to doing people, customer service, catching lines, helping people out, that sort of thing. Really been a strong uptick the last few weeks at the marina.
So after 5 p.m. or so,
Mhm.
do we have anybody assisting or available to assist?
Yeah. So our hours now are 7 to 6. And then after 6, we have Brian and Diaz, the marina hosts, and you can call them and they'll go out and catch your line or help you or whatever they need. We have their name. So with DACWA, when you make a reservation now, you get a series of emails and they're mentioned in there. They're mentioned in there.
With their phone number?
With their phone number,
Right.
right. So all the guests that come in get that number. And we have the sandwich board that keeps falling over right by the marina office. So.
Committee members have any other questions?
I think Chris answered it. Anybody else have any problem with DACWA?
Other than I get a lot of emails from them that say my bill is due and I
You're on ACH, right?
I don't,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah.
how it is. I
Yeah.
get,
I
Kelly
get-
set it up.
Yeah.
It just gets.
3 days after I pay my bill, I get emails that say that if I don't pay my bill,
You're gonna change it
I'm
up.
gonna get a late fee, and then I get a late fee.
Really?
But at least
I
tells you,
haven't-
it tries to preempt.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten that. I haven't.
No, with the
And it's
ACH,
been every month.
we're gonna get you figured out though. There's something going on and I don't know what it is.
You're being charged a late fee after you've made the payment?
Absolutely, every single month.
Yeah, we're on ACH and we've always paid on the 15th. So
Right.
we get an announcement that it's due on the first.
On the first, yeah.
But there's been no late fee.
Well,
That's because we have it set up for the ACH to not do anything until whenever we take that out, the 15th or 16th or something.
So, yeah.
I don't understand. I need to look at yours because I don't fully understand what's going on.
I believe,
Yeah, the only
But I'll
weird
find out.
anomaly-
I'll figure it out. So.
The only weird anomaly I have, and it's not really that big a deal, is I get the, hey, your blah, 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 your payment, and then it pulls it out on the first. That's fine, go ahead and take it. And then I get another notice on the 15th or something like that that says that my payment's due.
yeah,
And then thank you for your payment. And I'm like, oh, it's already been paid. But like I do get a, on
It
the
says
15th,
thank you for your payment.
yeah, it'll say something.
Is one of
It'll
them
be
for
a
your
payment
dad?
receipt.
Oh,
That is,
I don't have.
It's actually working out really well,
I
except for
like
one
it.
person in the marina. But it's people seem to really like it, truthfully. So
Okay, but there are some bugs apparently, so.
yeah, there's always going to be bugs
Working
on
on those. So is anybody else experiencing any issues with Dogwood?
just a lot of emails.
Yeah.
So,
Unexpected.
On the first, I get payment reminder and it gives me an invoice.
Mhm.
And then it takes it, which is fine. Then I get my receipt on the 16th or 17th, one of the two.
Never get a receipt.
I get a receipt that says I still owe.
Receipt from
$40
Oak Harbor Marina for reservation.
every
Yeah.
month.
But it just,
So it's
Like,
handled
I
through
see
their
it.
reservation system,
Yeah.
apparently.
Aqua's they've got a lot of eggs in one basket right now. And
They're huge. They're
yeah,
growing
they're,
so
they're
fast.
growing like crazy.
as long as they don't drop their basket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, there's a couple marinas in Canada now have Aqua. And Roche Harbor has their own version of Aqua, which is really kind of cool. They've modified it tremendously.
If you go to the East Coast, Aqua is the
Everywhere.
gold standard,
Everywhere.
and they're moving this way and across the
But
world.
law part
With Washington.
Washington.
I did too.
No.
I did too.
It's short for Dock Wa, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay. All
Dock Wa, yeah.
right, cool. All right.
Okay, any
All right,
other,
going home. So we're gonna meet on the 14th at 6 o'clock
that's the plan.
in this
Sure.
room. Okay.
Okay,
Sounds good.
we're adjourned. Thank you for your
Thank you.
attendance, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you too.
Thanks for hanging out, guys. Yeah.
So are you new to the arena?
Yes, we just put our sailboat out there.
Where can you put it?
D-Dock.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and again, it could, like, these numbers could be sufficient, like, but I think for the bigger boats, if we just drag it out, like, reduce it's not gonna do this consistently for over and over again, but maybe drag it out for another 2 years to do it. And you're really only talking about, kind of like AJ says, that the people are gonna be upset. We have 73 40-foot docks. 13 of them are empty, but I calculated it as if they were all full. You're talking a difference of all 3 years combined is only $13,359. That's all the increase of
Okay, what's in
revenue
the,
that's coming in.
That's, yeah.
And it's not very much,
Right.
but for the individual boat owner to say, hey, we're
Probably
gonna
tired of
raise
you.
you 14%.